So it does not matter what age you are. And so we wanted to celebrate your accomplishments today. And I wanted to give you some inspirations and have a person who really does this for a living to come talk to you so you're able to really ask questions so that maybe you can add some more details to if you've already started your design board, but a lot of you have not started. Okay, so I've only had one class that started theirs, but you can always add to it. And so what I want you to do is I want to introduce to you to my cousin, my little cousin. His name is Shon Gardner, and he is a designer, and he's come to talk to you today. So please make sure you give him your undivided attention. Be respectful and give him the respect that he deserves, but also ask him questions. Really get involved so that you can have a better understanding and so forth. Let him get started, and we're going to leave questions to at the end, okay? All right. We ready? Okay. Introduce Sean. Give him a hand.
Thank you for the welcome. Thank you for the welcome. How y'all doing today? Good. Make some more noise. How y'all doing today? Good. So I heard that you all have been learning design. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what do y'all love about fashion? What do y'all love about design? Who want to tell me? You first. You say you love drawing?
It has a lot of drawing to it, and I like drawing.
Okay, who else want to tell me what they love about fashion?
Because I like the style.
Okay, the drip. He had his hand up too. Yes, or you? Either one. What do you love about fashion?
I like that you get to like do whatever you want and like have what you want to make and not like anyone else's.
I know that's right. And then you? You like designs? I'm gonna come to you next.
Fashion's like your personality. You can do whatever you want with fashion.
Say it louder so they can hear you in the back.
Fashion is like your personality. You can do whatever you like. You can do whatever you want with fashion.
Okay, and then one more. You right here, in the middle.
Fashion.
Speak a little louder so we can hear you.
You don't really need anything to make a design. You just need shape, pencil, and a paper, and you can draw whatever you want.
Okay, so guess what? Guess what?
What?
Those are all correct. All you need is creativity and originality and be you. Y'all know what that means?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Shon Gardner again. I am from Fort Worth, Texas. How many of you all know where Fort Worth is? This is Mansfield. Okay, so y'all familiar with the city? That's good. That means you know your cardinal directions in the maps, right? Okay, so I'm from Fort Worth. I've been born and raised here my whole life. I am almost 34 years old. I've been in the fashion industry since 2009, I would say, prematurely. You can click. So I've been in the fashion industry professionally since 2009. I first discovered I could draw in middle school around really good at 8th grade without tracing anything, and I always had a love for the arts. Fashion is the arts, music is the arts, dance is the arts. Anything that I could be creative and use my mind without people telling me exactly what to do, I was all for it. Being a boss in my own way, but respectfully. You know, you gotta be respectful in everything you do, but do it with passion. So discovered I could draw within 8th grade, and then I started out telling people and allowing people to see who I was as I got into the professional side as a stylist. How many people know what a stylist is? What's a stylist?
It's like someone who makes like something for a person, like a dress or something.
Okay. Who else knows?
Someone who styles.
Okay. So basically I started working with models and creating their looks with designers, working alongside other designers. So I was partnering with different people to help enhance people's personal overall look and their image. When you enhance people's image and look, it brings confidence. How many of y'all know what confidence is? Okay, that's good. Confidence is key in everything that you do. You can wear anything you want. As long as you have the confidence, nobody is ever going to question it because you know you look good in it. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So what is confidence? I want to make sure y'all heard me. Just, y'all yell it out. What's confidence? Okay. I know that's right. Bingo. So I had the opportunity to do my first ever fashion show as a designer in 2014. Again, I was always designing in middle school, but I started out in a different route to just get more hands-on experience and working with designers so I could see how they operate. You know, it's always good to when you can have a mentor. So I had different designer mentors to show me the more in-depth technical part, which was the part that most people don't see, which is the blueprint. We'll get to that later. So, what is fashion? hmm How many of you all know what fashion is? Okay, I got to you already. Let me get to you. What do you think fashion is?
Dresses and things that look really pretty with really good designs on them.
Okay, who else think they know what fashion is?
And where you walk on the stage and you see like your outfit, the audience see your outfit.
Okay, and what about you?
It's a design you created.
Okay, click. So fashion is a form of self-expression. What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say? That is correct. Self-expression. So how many of you all know what self-expression is? Okay, that's good. Click. Next, click. So this right here is a color wheel. How many of you all know what a color wheel is? Okay, so look, that's good. Now, who can tell me the 4 seasons that takes place throughout the year? Okay, let me see. You right here. Yeah. Speak louder so we can hear you.
Winter, spring, summer.
And that is correct. Click. Click. Okay. So a color wheel basically shows you all what complements each other. Now, when you look at this color wheel, you see there's warm side and there's a colder side. Now, in the spring, summer, who could tell me what colors will we more likely to wear? You.
You could wear like something like what you would want to wear in your own color.
But what colors would you wear in spring or summer?
I wear like red violet or something.
Okay. You with the tie-dye. Speak louder so we can all hear you.
Probably yellow or
Okay. And who? You right in the green.
like short sleeve and short.
But what color would you wear? Okay, so who can tell me what colors you might wear in the fall, winter? I'm gonna get somebody who I haven't heard from yet. Him right here. You right here. Speak a little louder. Okay. And you right here. Say it again.
Red.
Okay. And those are exactly correct. Let me tell you why. Because in the spring, summer, you're more tropical looking, like island colors. The summertime, you want to be more vibrant. In the fall, which when you think of fall, you think of Halloween, more not neutral colors, but more bolder colors, I would say. Bolder colors are more like on the cold side. Well, you have colors that can complement each other. Let's say that. So it depends on the design and the fabric choice you choose, in which it can be displayed in what season you wear it. So even though I have on pink or cotton candy in black, we're in spring summer, so it goes, but black is kind of like a complementary color, which you can add to anything in your wardrobe that enhances it, makes it pop, and makes it just flow together. Now, how many of y'all know colors have meanings? Y'all know what colors mean? So if you were to wear red, what do you think the color red might mean? Okay? Okay. You? Okay, you right here with the turquoise shirt. Did you have your hand up? All right. You in the back. Speak a little louder.
Red could mean like
Okay. What about you?
bravery.
Say it again.
Bravery.
Gratefully?
Bravery.
Oh, bravery. Oh, yes. Okay, click. So there are 3 primary colors. Who can tell me what the primary colors are? See, we know y'all colors, which is really good. I haven't heard from you. Let me hear you.
Blue, yellow, and red.
Bingo. Click. All right. So those of you that said red can mean angry, that's true. It can also mean passion or love. So when you think about Valentine's Day, what color do you see most people get when they get flowers? Right. So, and then red is a symbolism of love, which equates to passion. When you're passionate about something, what do you admire about it? You love it, right? And then yellow can mean happiness. Why? Because it's vibrant, it's not a dull color, and it just brings more peace in the room, right? So when you see someone with yellow on, or you see a yellow stop sign, it might not mean happy, it might mean caution, but in the colors of fashion, yellow means happiness because it stands out when you step into the room because it's so vibrant and bold. And then you have the color blue, which means imagination or inspiration. How many of you know what the word inspiration means? Okay, I haven't heard from you in the blue. Speak up. Okay. Who else can tell me what the word imagination means? You gotta speak a little louder.
Inspired.
Okay. So,
Can y'all use a different word than inspire?
what about you?
I think like thinking anything, and like thinking you're able to like make something, or thinking you're wearing a certain thing.
Okay. So since we're talking about inspiration and you all have been learning about fashion, who can tell me one thing that's inspiring them to complete their design? You. You gotta talk loud. You gotta talk loud. You making jewelry? Okay, so you love to ice yourself out, huh? Let it drip. Nothing wrong with that. So now about imagination. Why is it important to have imagination when you're creating? Speak louder.
So you can be inspired.
So you can be what?
Inspired.
Okay. Who else can tell me why imagination is important?
Because you have to get your ideas, and that's being creative.
Okay. Say it a little louder so the people in the back can hear you.
Because you have to imagine to get your creations, and imagining it being creative.
And that is correct. Y'all are doing good. Y'all are amazing. Y'all know that? Let me hear you say, I'm amazing. See, I love the confidence. When you say it with power, it always sets the tone. Next.
I do have a question.
Yes.
We were talking about the color wheel and so forth, and I think somebody said something about violet.
That was you.
When you're talking about some of those like pastel colors, they're kind of fitting with the cold. You know, when you have violet and light blue and so forth.
Mm.
But does it work with just spring, or how does that work?
The majority of the time, you're going to find those colors in the spring unless the fabric choice has complementary colors where those two would complement. So then you might be able to wear it depending on the occasion for where you're going in the fall, maybe more close to winter, because some people say you shouldn't wear white in winter, but then you have all white parties or, all white attire events. So it could possibly, depending on what the fabric choice is and how it flows and blends. Now, what do you think it takes to design? What materials would you need? Let me hear from you.
Paper and pencils.
Okay. What else you might need? You right here in the red and black.
Hunter, come here.
Say it again.
A pencil and an idea of what your design is going to be.
Okay. I'm missing one word. Let me see who can get it. Take a look at the screen and tell me take a look at the screen and tell me what you might need. That's a handheld tool. Who can tell me? Paint? Could be, depending on what kind of artist you are. One more. You right here. Yeah.
Colors.
Yes, that's correct. Colors. Pens, pencils, markers, map colors, all that is important when you're creating your design. And definitely the paper, because you have to have something to put the blueprint on. So next. Click, click. So how many of you all know what a blueprint is? Y'all are really smart. Okay, let me hear from you in the tie-dye. Yes.
It's like when you have an idea and you write it out on paper.
Okay, ding, ding, ding. If this was The Price is Right, you'll be winning, girl. Next. That is correct. A blueprint is a design plan. Without a plan, okay, so let me explain this in two different ways, right? You can have an idea and you can be really a good visual thinker and seer, but sometimes you might not sketch it out. Like, for instance, this design right here is one of my originals. I did not sketch this out because I saw it clearly how I wanted it, so I got up and sewn it and cut it out and made it. But the majority of the time, I might produce a sketch, which is my blueprint. Click. Y'all see me right there? Y'all see me? So my sketch is always started from a thought. When you have a thought, sometimes you ponder on it, you brainstorm to get the process and thoughts out very clear and detailed. You say, is that me?
No, is that you?
Oh, yes, that's my design. Okay, next one. Okay. Yes. So these are some designs I created in 2014. So when you look at both of these designs on the left, the left, well, my right, your left, and here, what do you see similar about them? Who can tell me? Speak a little louder. Stand up for me. Stand up for me. So when you see both of these right here, what can you tell me about them that look similar?
They both have ruffly skirts.
Okay, so tell them what you saw.
They both have ruffly skirts.
Yes, they're correct. Both have ruffles. And who else can tell me what they see that's similar within the picture? Who wants to tell me? Who wants to tell me? Come on. Come on. So what do you see that's similar within the two? You can't say what she said. She said ruffles. Okay.
Are they both different?
So, okay, let me ask you this. If they were twins, could that work as a design? You think so? Why do you think so?
Because I think when those two, they kind of look the same, but they actually don't because the other one has the heels on their foot, but the other one doesn't.
Okay, so hold on. We gotta make sure you get this right because you talking some good knowledge right here. So tell the class. Okay, so tell them what's the difference on how they look alike but they're separate.
They're both different, but the other one has the heels on it, but the other one doesn't. And they're both of their shirts are different because the other one's on the left and the other one is on the right. And the other one has a head, but the other one doesn't.
All right, so you're exactly right. Thank you. So now, the reason why I asked him that question about if they were twins, do you think they would look good next to each other? And he said yes, and he was able to tell you all and tell me the difference between each design. So let me point out the two. She said they both have ruffles. How many of you all agree that they both have some kind of ruffle detail? Let me see your hands. Okay? Now, also too, the top design is a little different, which gives it its own personality. When you're a twin, and sometimes some twins they are identical, which means they look exactly alike, and some twins are fraternal, which means they were born at the same time, maybe a few minutes later, but one might be a boy, one might be a girl, or they might look slightly different, but they have their own personalities because they are still two individuals, although they were born the same day. Right? Y'all understand that?
Yeah, we have a few twins.
Are we doing it here? Okay. So he know exactly what I'm talking about.
We got girl twins too.
Okay, so yes, the ruffle details are what makes them similar, but the body form, which this one is more fitting and this one is more short, but the cutout details in the one sleeve is what makes them separate. One has strap designs and the other one has one sleeve with a midsection cutout. Y'all see that? Okay, next. Next. Now, now this was the opportunity I had the chance to do my first major show. How many of you all know where New York is? And New York is considered the fashion capital. The reason why is because a lot of mainstream international designers, like some people, you know what Gucci is, Louis Vuitton, y'all heard of those brands?
Yeah.
So they all started, even though they're born in Europe, France, and Paris, over there, but a lot of major designers start out in the United States and expanded off. So this was the first time I was able to do a show in New York where I had to show my whole collection. This was featured on the runway. She's going to play the clip for you all. And so the best thing about having design is being able to bring it to life. That's one of the most, I would say, winning things, rewarding things as a designer, being able to see clearly and bring your vision to life from a piece of paper to knowing what it's going to flourish into. You can play the video for me? The audio not important. So do y'all see her in the middle? She's wearing this dress right here. Pay attention to the movement of the dress. All right. So now, one of the key words I said was pay attention to the movement of the dress. Now, who can tell me how the movement of the dress was at the back of the dress? Who wants to tell me? Come here. You tell me. Y'all gotta speak a little louder. So, tell me what was it about the dress in the movement?
It kept hitting the floor because it was really long.
Okay. What else about it?
It was it was swaying against the floor.
Okay. So tell them louder about the movement of the dress.
It was swaying against the floor
Okay.
of the runway.
Okay. So now, when you see this dress, what does it remind you of as far as the colors? It can remind you of an animal, or I like to say an animal, a particular animal. What animal does it bring to your mind when you first see it? I haven't heard from you. Okay. You said a tree? Okay. I'm gonna give you a keyword. It's a bird, a big bird.
Peacock. Oh, I know. Peacock.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
peacock. Now, why would it remind you of a peacock? Let me turn the dress around so you all can see the back. Uh, all right, so it reminds you of peacock because of the big flowy long train and the colors. Next, gotcha. Next, now creativity is limitless. We talked about that earlier. Are you able to play the audio on this one? The audio is important for this one.
We have a little bit of living room, but I was supposed to tell you 30. But...
No, it's almost over.
Second grade, you guys are doing a good job, waiting, very respectful.
Can I click on it?
Click. It's gonna pop up when you. I think.
Already. It's supposed to be going? Yeah. Your voices are still off. Go, Jaden.
Now let it sound. Rewind it. Listen to what she says.
Something, but like your style is just literally you. Like when it comes to fashion.
Did it start all the way?
You can probably click it on the bar. Click it. Okay. So listen to what she says. This is very important.
When it comes to fashion and styling, be you. Like be yourself. Like with fashion, like style is you. Style is not fashion is something, but like your style is just literally you. I can do whatever I want. You know, as long as I feel confident, as long as I feel like I look good, then I'm going with it. So
Okay. Next. No, that was it. Next slide.
when it comes to fashion and styling.
Okay. So what is style? Some of you have already told me. Click. So style is a unique way of arranging your appearance. How many of you all agree? Okay. So click. So again, I started out branding. I started out showing people who I was in the fashion world as a stylist. Now this is who she was before I got to meet her, and she was a client of mine. And she had a very basic style, which was her expression. But when she contacted me, she said, "I want you to step me out my box so the world can see me in a different light." And this was the after effect. How many see the difference? So you see how she looks more what we call accentuated, where you see more of her waist and more slimming, right? Black can make you slim, but it also can, enhance other things and smooth you out to make you more presentable if you have certain flaws that you don't like about yourself. Yeah. But confidence is key. And she owned it with confidence in both images, but she was also enhanced in her own way for this particular project. Next. Fabrics and details. How many of you know fabric choice is important? Okay, so fabric choices can make or break your design. The reason why, because if you have the wrong fabric choice for that design, it might not complement it. So, for instance, this fabric is light. Reason why? Because it flows. If it was in the wind, it would blow. Like she said earlier, that it swept across the ground. Now, also, too, the way this design is, it complements the colors and accents everything that you need to see. Now, if I had maybe this in a plaid form, it might not look so well on this type of dress because it's for an elegant occasion. It could be for somebody's prom, a banquet, whatever great occasion you want to go to. Now, if you saw this dress in a store, what occasion might they wear it to? Where might they be going? You said a party? Okay. Who else? Definitely a wedding. What? Okay, so a wedding is good, but what season would they go? What season would they wear this in for the wedding? Boom, correct. That's what I'm talking about. Next, click. Okay, so when we talk about details, details are everything within your design. It can enhance it, like the fabric choice, or it can just make it very simple. So when you see this picture, where do you think she will be going? Y'all can just yell it out. Okay. So okay. So when you see this picture, also, what catches your attention first when you see it? Okay. What other things might be a detail within her attire? You said the hat, and that is all correct. Next. So when you see this, what catches your attention first? Y'all yell it out for me. Somebody said the hair. You said the bow. And what else? Okay. So with this look, okay. So with this look, you can't see it, but she had on some pants to match the same jacket of the blazer. So where would she probably go with this particular look? Look, see, look, you know, look. Okay, fancy restaurant. All right, day party. All right. So next. Now, lastly but not least, when we talked about fashion in the beginning, we talked about having vision, which is your creativity and your imagination, and owning everything you do with confidence. Because again, you can wear anything that might not look great to others, but as long as it look great to you, if you have the confidence, nobody is not going to ask you what do you have on. They're gonna applaud you for being a risk taker, which means going against what other people might think or say about you because you have the confidence to just walk in whatever it is that you want to do. So lastly but not least, again, make sure you always see through the lens, meaning your vision of success. Whatever your mind is set on, you can make it happen. Whatever you strive to do, you can make it happen. As a designer, whatever you sketch out on that paper, you can always bring it to life. As long as you believe in it, the world has no choice but to accept it. And if they don't, it's your own originality and creativity, and somebody is going to buy it because there's something for everybody. Remember that. Well, what did I just say? There's something for who? Everybody. All right. So I got how many minutes? 5 minutes for questions? Okay. So we're going to open the floor for questions. If you have a question, I'm going to take about 5. Come right here so the whole room can hear you. If you have a question, come right here. The first 5 people. Okay. Okay. So come on. Okay. So what's your name? Corbin. Okay. So what's your question?
I forgot.
Okay. We can come back to you. Just stay right here. It's okay. Think about it. What's your name?
Harrison.
Okay. What's your question?
Are you famous?
Am I famous? I wouldn't consider myself famous. I would just say I was blessed to have many great opportunities within my career to achieve some goals. Okay. Okay. What's your name?
My name's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn? Okay, so what's your question?
So did you already have a design that inspired you to make that dress, or what inspired you for that dress.
Okay, some of my favorite fashion events and people in fashion. So first off, fashion events. You know what the Grammys are, the music awards. You know what the Met Gala is. So the Met Gala is like fashion awards. It's basically like a fashion runway show, but they have a formal dinner to where they honor people in fashion that make statements. When I say statements, meaning, when you come into the room, sometimes you don't have to say nothing. The dress catches the attention before anyone asks you about it because it's so vibrant and it's bold. But some of my favorite people that I consider a fashion icon, I would say Beyonce. I would definitely say Sierra. These are R&B artists. Um, there's a few more people, and then it's a few. There's some. Those are some two of my favorites. And then also Tiana Taylor. She has an edge about her, and Janet Jackson. She always sets a bar. So I study a lot of different people and their personal style, which helps me be influenced by what I create.
Yeah.
You got your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you play any sports in college?
Actually, I played sports when I was in regular grade school, like middle school, high school. But actually, I didn't go to school for fashion when I went to college. I'm a self-taught designer, so like that's why I say when you have a vision, and you always try to make sure you make that happen and go for your goals and whatever you aspire to do. So I kind of watch. Everybody watches YouTube, right?
Yeah.
So YouTube is school also. You can learn on YouTube. If you desire to do something, if you desire to learn how to cook, you can learn anything you want on YouTube. Just find the video or the person who's speaking to you that works for you so you can learn it best. Okay. And your name?
Did you make that hat?
Oh, no, I didn't make this hat. One of my designer friends made the hat.
Cause you wear hats in like every photo.
I love hats. It's like my accessory statement piece.
And I saw another thing that was the same on the same and different same thing.
What did you see?
Two of them had like ruffles that were like slimmed in, and then one of them had like big.
So within the sketch. Okay. So I'm taking one more. Who's up here first?
I was.
Okay.
No, I was. I was in front of him.
Okay, well, I'll get both of y'all two, and then we'll be done.
Do you wear jewelry?
Say it again?
Do you wear jewelry?
Yes, I wear jewelry, but not as much. More of my jewelry, I like watches. I don't have one on today. I like watches.
You don't even wear chain?
No, I'm not a chain person.
No.
You like chains?
Yes.
So who's your favorite rapper, and what's their chain you like?
Polo G.
Polo G? Okay. If I ever meet him one day, I'm going to say, what's your name?
Jace.
Jace? I'm going to say, Polo G, I met Jace, and he said he loves your jewelry. So you want to be a jewelry designer?
Yes.
You can make a lot of good money in that.
But I have to get older.
You don't have to wait till a certain age. You can start sketching it right now. Get on YouTube and...
I wish I could sketch in front of everybody. Why don't you create costumes?
Costumes are... Well, I would say I probably have some sketches that are costumes, but this one...
like making clothes, so why don't you make them?
This is something I made.
But it's not a costume.
It could be, depending on the person who's wearing it on stage. Now, it's different levels to a costume. Some costumes are very detailed. So in movies, their costumes are different compared to when entertainers or your favorite singer or rapper might wear on stage when they perform. It's a difference depending on where they're going. So it's like having the right attire on for the right occasion, in the right part that you're acting for.
So why can't you make...
All right, y'all.
But do you remember also when we were talking about different sketches that some of the outfits that you can use, like he was trying to explain to you, can be used as a costume. Like I could wear this and say that I am portraying myself to be Beyonce in one of her performances. So there's different things that you can do to use as a costume, or it can be looked upon as this designer clothes.
Oh, let me give you one example. So how many of y'all know who Catwoman is? Catwoman. So when you see her in her costume, it doesn't look like an over detailed costume because it's a jumpsuit. It was, or some people call it a catsuit, basically, which is a pair of pants that's connected with a top part that you zip up with sleeves. So it's a basic costume, although it is one. Now, if you're looking at the movie Black Panther or any Marvel movie, that's a different type of costume because it fits the occasion for those type of cartoons. So it's a difference in costume design depending on what role it is. So don't forget that.